Okay, folks, I'll invite everyone to find a quiet place at home or in your chair. I'll invite you to root down through your feet, root down through your tailbone, take your back against your chair. If we haven't met before, my name is Ian. I have the privilege of being a substitute for Kathy Grad for the month of March and a little bit longer. And I like to kind of mix it up when I'm doing a class with a combination of traditional yoga poses plus some physiotherapy exercises, which I incorporate into some of our movements. So I'll invite everyone to start by taking the next 30 seconds or so. You can take your hands to your lap. In the yoga sense, you can have your palms up to receive wisdom, or you can keep your palms down if you wish to hold that wisdom you have in there, whatever works best for you. And take a few deep breaths, filling all three lobes of the lungs. Sigh it out. You might want to try ladder breathing, where you breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath at the top for a count of 2, and then exhale for 6, making your exhale a bit longer than your inhale, which is naturally calming as it lowers your respiration rate and it lowers your heart rate. If that's a little bit shallow, try breathing in to a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold at the top for 2 and then breathe out for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll invite you to bring your eyes open, to take your hands to your lap, and we'll start with some basic warm-up poses. I'm going to put on a little bit of background music here. For Millie, it's just a track from YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't know whether or not, I certainly cannot predict every song, but it's called Yoga Music, Relaxing Music by Yellow Brick Cinema. Okay, no worries. Well, I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit more luck with the audio than we did in the last class, but we are very restricted with what we can do here. But if you do wish, if you have another source of music, it's just gentle instrumental music for yoga. So let's take the hands to the lap, palms down. Root down through the feet, root down through the tailbone. Take the back against the chair. Cat-cow. On an inhale, push through the hands, look up, gently extending the neck. Cow. And on the exhale, cat, lower the chin. Inhale to cow, stretch up just enough to feel a stretch in the sternocleidomastoids, the big muscles on the side of the windpipe. And then exhale down, stretching the muscles on the back of the neck, the mid-trapezoids, and the rhomboids. I'll invite you to do 3 more with me, inhaling up, big breath. And then exhale, chin to chest. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, last one. And exhale down. Let's take the shoulders up toward the ears, forward and down. 2 or 3 times, gently waking up the rotator cuffs. Try to raise the shoulders as high as possible. And then come back to neutral. Inhale the shoulders up toward the ears, back and down. One more circle around, and then bring the hands back to the lap. Let's inhale the arms up tall. Tall mountain pose. Take an extra breath in, take the fingers right up by the ceiling, root down through the feet, root down through the tailbone, and then on the exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, bring the hands down to the lap. Take the hands forward to the knees, down to the shins, down to the ankles, or down toward the floor, and stretch the lumbar spine, the lower back. Take your feet either together or apart as you find comfort in the stretch. And we're going to stay here for 3 or 4 more breaths. Let your lower back relax, loosen, and lengthen. Last breath in. On your next inhale, come up on your fingertips. Raise your head a little bit. And on your next inhale, walk your hands back up your legs and come into chair pose. Let's inhale the arms up to a T, and you might have to move forward and back from your neighbor so we don't have to pay dental bills afterwards. Okay. Joanne, I think you'll have to take that as a challenge. Okay, so arms at a T, and I must tell everyone I'm deaf. I'm not wearing my hearing aids, so I hear Charlie Brown's teacher unless I'm looking right at you. Okay, so let's start with some gentle rotations to the front. If this is good for your rotator cuff, stay with the arms at a T. If this is uncomfortable, drop your arms down to a V. And if this is really working your rotator cuffs a bit too hard, drop down to a deep V. And you're going to come down bit by bit anyway. Lower, 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 and then shoulder shrug, forward and back. Anytime we compress a muscle, the body's natural reaction is to stretch and open that muscle again anyway. So it's almost instinctive as I look around. People are doing the shoulder shrugs without being told. It's just I'll add it in there in case people are wondering what do I have to do next. So let's bring the arms up to a T again, and this time we're going to go in the opposite direction. Root down through the feet, root down through the tailbone, and arm rotations to the rear. Come down bit by bit by bit, dropping down from a T to a V to a deep V, and then shoulder shrug, forward and back. And this time, let's come to the forward edge of our chairs, and we'll give our shoulders a bit more of a stretch by leaning over and doing circles in, and then circles out, which is stretching the shoulder muscles again. And then come back up. Let's inhale the arms up tall, tall mountain again, and on the exhale side twist to the right. Last breath in, inhale back up to center. Exhale, side twist left. Inhale back up to center, and I'll invite you to do 2 or 3 more repetitions, rhythm of your breath to each side. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to twist. As you inhale up, push down through the feet. As you exhale, rotate and drop the heels down. And when you finish your last repetition, come back to center and shoulder shrug. Okay, let's work on getting the lower legs moving. Let's start with a gentle up and down on the heels. I'll invite you to first take your hands to your upper thighs. Feel your quadriceps, the big thigh muscles moving, engaging, compressing, lengthening. And then I'll invite you to take your hands to the sides of your calves. Notice the engagement and the compression and the release of the muscle on the side of your calf. That's the soleus muscle. This particular exercise is one of the absolute best ways to isolate that muscle, because normal walking or normal yoga does not isolate that muscle as well as this exercise. Okay. Couple of more steps each way, and then come back to neutral, lower the heels. Let's inhale up the right leg, stretch the toes toward the nose, exhale down the heel, inhale up the second side, stretch toes to nose. And let's go back and forth. Inhale up right, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and I'll invite you to join me in doing 3 more each side. Notice as you have your hand on your upper thigh, the contraction and the extension of the quadricep muscle. One more each side. And then down. I'll invite you to come onto the forward part of your chair. Inhale up on your toes, and we'll do some circles right, circles left with the knees. Almost like mini windshield wipers on your car. Okay, a couple more circles to the right, come back to center. Drop the heels down, inhale the toes up, just go back and forth a couple of times, stretch the calves, then inhale up on the toes again, and circles to the left. One more swing around, come back down, inhale up the toes, put them down. Now you're stretching the back of your calf. Anytime we stretch a muscle in one direction in yoga, the body wants us to stretch it out in the other direction. Most of our muscles in the body work in antagonistic movement, in coupled pairs, moving against each other. And back down. Let's sit back in our chairs now, root down through the feet, root down through the tailbone. Feel.
Question.
What's that, Joanne?
Better, either my back is against the chair or my feet are on the floor.
Your feet on the floor. Yeah, your feet on the floor. And it also helps if you do have a bit of a challenge keeping the feet on the floor, you can also grab a block to put under your feet. And that way you may be able to achieve both. Yeah, there's excuse me for a sec, I'm going to go grab a prop for someone, because there are some other blocks back here. How many blocks do we have, Samantha? Is there just the one more? Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's a higher one.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
All right.
I did buy one.
So we had a question in the class about what do you do if you have to pick between keeping your back against the chair or your feet on the floor? My answer would be, if you don't have a choice, put your feet on the floor, because that's your foundation. But you can achieve both possibly by getting a block to put under your feet. Raise your feet up a bit, push down through the block, and maybe that will enable you to get your back against the chair. So wherever you are, feet on the floor or on the block, let's inhale the arms up tall again, reach for the sky, and on an exhale, twist to your right, chair twist to your right. On your next exhale, try to take your right shoulder a little back further to the rear. Last breath in on this side, sigh it out. Next inhale takes your back up to center, and chair twist left. Let's take 3 breaths here. On every exhale, try to take your left shoulder a little bit further to your rear. Last breath in, sigh it out. Next inhale takes you back up to center, reach the fingers up toward the ceiling, and exhale, hinge at the hips, come forward, rotate forward, bring the hands down to the upper thighs, the shins, the ankles, and then come down toward the floor. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths here. Let the lower back relax, loosen, lengthen. Next inhale, come up on the fingertips. Your second inhale takes you all the way back up. Swing the arms up. Take the hands to prayer pose, hands to heart center, mountain pose. And I'll invite everyone to rock onto the forward part of their chair and use their chair to stand up. Now we'll do a little bit of chair-supported yoga from here. If you wish, you can also stay on the chair. All these various poses can be modified to do them from sitting on the chair using your tailbone as the foundation. Or you can use your chair itself as a prop for stability. And I mention this in every class. It's important when we use chairs in yoga to have it firmly anchored with either using a yoga mat or a shag carpet, so when you lean on the chair, it does not slip forward. So what we're going to do here, What we're going to do here is we're going to use the chair as an object for a half forward fold. So let's inhale the arms up tall. Gentle bend in the knees, pull the belly button in on the next inhale, reach the fingers up toward the ceiling, and on an exhale, half forward fold against your chair. Walk your feet back until you find the perfect point where you're getting a nice stretch in your lower back and up the back of your legs. Just practice, try walking your feet in and out where you find where you get the optimal stretch. It's going to be a little bit different from everyone due to our varied degrees of mobility. You're just looking to find where you are comfortable walking your feet back, feeling that stretch up the back of your legs and into your lower back. If you are comfortable, you may be able to lower your head down between your arms. If that's uncomfortable, just drop down as far as where you are comfortable. Everyone's going to be a little bit different here. As long as you can feel the stretch up the back of the legs and in the lower back, it's working. To come out of this pose safely, take a half step forward with each foot, take a gentle bend in your knees, and on an inhale, push off the chair, come up, raise the arms up tall, bring your hands to prayer position, hands to heart center, mountain pose, and shoulder shrug. Now let's use the chair for some gentle squats. You can also do this beside the chair if you wish, or you can use the chair for support. Let's come beside the chair. Hands on the hips or hands on the chair. And on an exhale, drop your tailbone down just enough to feel a bit of activation of your quadriceps, and then push up. If that's comfortable for you, let's drop down for a couple more. And you can also use your chair to help push up as well. You can even do it behind your chair, leaning onto your chair, dropping down, and then pushing through the feet on an inhale, coming up, squeezing the thighs. And I'll invite you to do 2 more, keeping your back as straight as possible. If your back is starting to fold in like this, don't go down as far. So it's better to just come down an inch or so and then push back up through the feet rather than try to come down 3 or 4 inches really low down. So just drop down a little bit and then push up. And this is very much going to be dictated by the comfort in your knees and the strength of your quads. So it's better to just do gentle dips, pushing back up. Okay, let's come back to the chair for a moment. Sit in the chair. Use your block if that allows you to have your feet in contact with the floor and your back against the chair. And now we have compressed those muscles in the upper thighs. So now we want to extend the muscles in the upper thighs. Inhale, leg up. Exhale it down. And go back and forth, toes to the nose. Few more times. On the next one, if it's comfortable for you, let's inhale both legs up together. Push out, toes to the nose. And then exhale down under control. From here, come into the middle of your chair. Take your feet forward on your block for stability. Eagle pose from the chair. There's two steps in eagle pose. The first part is to take your right arm behind your left, lift your elbows. That's the first part of eagle pose. And the next part is to take your legs across in the opposite direction. So I've got my right arm under my left. I'm going to take my left knee over my right, or I'll cross my left ankle in front of my right ankle. Either is good. Cross the ankle over the ankle or cross over on the knee. Try to keep your elbows as high as possible, and on an exhale, draw your arms toward the center of your body, feeling that stretch primarily in the shoulder you're pulling in. One more breath in, and then exhale out, unwind. Do a little bit of a walk left and right, and shoulder shrug. Second side. Take your other hand across your other elbow, and then take your opposite foot across your opposite ankle or opposite knee across opposite knee. On an inhale, bring your elbow up. On the exhale, draw your bent elbow toward the center line of your body using your hand to draw it in. One more breath here. And then exhale, lower the arms, unwind the legs, side out, shoulder shrug up and down. Okay, quick check-in before we go further. I want to check in, see how people are doing. Millie, how are you doing at home? Good, good, good. Okay, in the studio, how are people's lower backs, legs? Okay. If you do find anything where you get a feeling of tingling or pressure or shooting pain, please stop, return to neutral, let me know what's going on. Because often if you do get that sort of shooting pain, that's nerve pressing against a bone, and you want to release that pressure, and then the general immediate action is to lengthen the muscle, which will stretch the muscle and also stretch the nerve tract, allowing the pressure to come off the nerve. So if you do find any discomfort, please just return to the neutral position and let me know, and we can work out a stretch. So I'll invite everyone to stand up. We're going to do some leg stretches now against the chair. And we'll stretch one leg at a time, and I'm going to turn the chair to the camera so people at home can see this. Use your chair for support, step back, right leg, and left leg bent, and take your foot back far enough to feel that stretch in the back of your calf. One more breath in. Let's take a half step in with that foot, change legs. Last breath in, side out, step forward. Let's do one more each side, and then we're going to do both legs together. Last breath in, right side, rock forward, change legs. Take the weight onto your front foot, step forward. Take 2 steps back and give yourself just enough of a fold to feel the stretch up the back of your legs. To come out of this pose safely, take a half step in with each foot, take a gentle bend in your knees, and on an inhale, push from the chair, come up to standing and shoulder shrug. Now, we've had a lower back stretch, we've had a leg stretch. I think we're ready to do Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 in the chair. I think so. Okay, I'll put some music back on. And our intent is to do Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 using the chair, seated on the chair. And then we'll do Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, depending on people's preference, either seated on the chair or using the chair for support on the side. So I'll invite everyone to come onto their chair, lower their right side onto the chair, their right butt cheek. And you can take your left knee to a block if you want to have a block for support. Yeah, I'll give you an idea. That's it, Joanne. And what I would suggest is there's three ways you can put that block. There's 3 heights, and there's even another height where the block is standing straight up. But if you are stable where you are, just make sure you're really rooted down through that. That's it, moving your foot back. How are you, ma'am?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. And let's see if there's another block. Maybe even a ball would help.
for...
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to give you some support. If you can try to keep your weight centered on the ball and most of your weight on the chair and your weight going down through your foot. Okay? And can I offer you moving the block up a little bit higher?
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Get my knee down there.
And how are you doing, Ellen?
Good.
Good?
I think.
Okay, and I better find another block or a ball. Okay, sure. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, could I offer you the block for supporting your knee? Yeah. Okay, just try to place a little bit of weight on the block. Well, is that working for you?
Yes.
Okay, and keep most of your weight on that foot. Another thing you can do, if it's comfortable for you, is to curl your toes on the back foot. If that's not comfortable, just keep your toes down and the weight onto your block. So let's inhale the arms up tall. Warrior one. Lady in the plaid shirt, could you lower your front heel, please? Because that's, no, don't straighten your leg. Just take the weight into your heel. That's it, because that way you'll be more supported. And raise your arms to what's comfortable for you, maybe heart center, or if it's comfortable, raise your arms tall. But if you feel you're going to fall off the chair, keep your arms in tight. Okay, so let's inhale, bring the arms up. And now on the exhale, warrior two, root down through your chair, rotate to your right, and take your gaze over the third finger of your forward hand. Humble warrior, turn your front palm up, and on the inhale, raise your front arm. Just come up as high as you're comfortable and balance. Don't try to overextend. Coming out of humble warrior, exhale back down, warrior two. Get ready to transition back, warrior one. Rotate back up to the front, arms parallel. On the exhale, bring your arms down to your front knee. Curl the toes of your rear foot. Make sure you are well rooted onto your chair, and then take your weight into your front foot and stand up. Or come back to center on your chair. Yep, that's it. Yeah, it's a little bit more...
No, that's with my rotator cuff, and I have a swelling there.
Yeah.
I have to go for x-rays for, and
Yeah.
told me not to.
Okay, and that's fine. Everyone's going to have their limits, and just do what you're comfortable with. Don't go any deeper than you feel you're comfortable with. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that you are supported with a good foundation on the floor, with your foot, with a block. I wish we had enough blocks for everyone. Or the balls, just to make sure that you've got a foundation underneath you when you take your weight. Because if you don't have a good foundation underneath you, you can poof. And that's not going to be good for anyone. The only thing it'll do is it'll keep the doctors and nurses employed, and the physiotherapists. Yeah. Samantha, we lost our video. It's searching, but the video is missing.
Oh, the internet must have gone down.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Sorry about that, Billy. We lost our internet connection.
So, how did that feel? Was it unstable, or was it...
No, it was good except for this end.
Okay, good. Because we did go through a fairly large range of motion there, with going from warrior one, warrior two, and then humble warrior, where we're twisting up. If you are comfortable, let's get stable again, switching sides on our chair, and we'll do the second side. So you're going to turn in the other direction. Take your opposite bum cheek down on the chair. Put the ball, and I can help you adjust the blocks. Okay, just take your other knee over here more. Yeah, and then take this foot back. And if that's comfortable, here, I'll place it even higher. How's that?
Oh, that's good.
That level is good for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're okay, Ellen? Drop your front foot.
Oh,
And you're okay? What's your name again, ma'am?
Jeanette.
Jeanette, yeah. Okay, how's that feel?
Not bad.
Okay, Joanne, you're okay?
Pulling here, I suppose.
Pulling a bit? Well, it should pull a little bit,
Yeah.
but a healthy feeling of stretch.
Yeah.
And Pat, is it? Yeah. Okay. Do you have do you feel stable there, Pat?
Yeah.
Okay. So remember to try to take the weight equally balanced both sides. And Millie, I'm going to turn my back just for demonstration purposes here in the classroom, but change to your other side so your left butt cheek is on the chair. Take a prop as you need it, a block under your right knee or a ball, so you get that stretch in the forward part of the hip with the psoas muscle. Curl the toes of your rear foot if that's comfortable for you. Inhale up the arms tall, warrior one. Take an extra breath in, raise the arms higher. And on the exhale, warrior two. Rotate your pelvis toward the front of your chair. Look over the third finger of your left hand.
And it was kind of everything. Stay 2 nights. Get a free night.
Flip your front palm up, humble warrior. Inhale up. Front palm, Joanne, front palm. Your left arm, Joanne. Your other arm, yep. And Jeanette, your other arm, your left arm up.
Front of me.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, that's it. So this is humble warrior. Moving from humble warrior, exhale the arms back down straight, warrior two. Look over the third finger of your forward hand, your left hand. Getting ready to transition, inhale up, warrior one. Arms come up straight. And then exhale your hands down to your front knee. Start taking your weight into your front knee and then rock forward and come back to sitting in the center of your chair. And give your legs a little bit of a stretch. Let's take the legs in and out. And in fact, because we've had some pressure on the knees for a couple of minutes, let's gently push ourselves up to standing and take a little walk around the chair, heel, arch, toe, making sure we get a good stretch. Taking the weight through our heel, rolling forward on the arch of our foot, feeling the stretch of the tendons in the toes. Walk around to your right. Then come back to center and walk around to your left. Try not to look down. If you are looking down, take shorter steps. But try to walk taking the weight. Heel, arch, toe, heel, arch, toe. Use your chair for support if need be. And then come back to center. Take a moment to take a drink of whatever is in your water bottle. Whiskey, water, coffee, I'm not judging. Whatever gets you through the day. Usually for me it's coffee, but I've already finished it. It's my third class this morning and my coffee's gone. Yeah.
That was good.
You feel a good stretch? Because the warrior one will give you a stretch mostly on this muscle right here. It's the psoas muscle. It's on the front of the hip. It's used for extending your leg out. And that muscle has attachment points here in the upper thigh. And when I first learned about the psoas muscle, through of course ripping it, I thought the attachment point was about right here in the hip. It's not. If you look at a 3D anatomy model, which is where I learned this, the attachment point for that muscle is not here at the hip, it's actually up here under the ribs. So it's a very long muscle and it's very important for the ability to lift the thigh. This is what that muscle allows us to do. And for this reason, that particular pose where you were dropping the knee and all that stretch going down in Warrior One, that's the purpose of the Warrior One pose, is to give you that long stretch of the psoas muscle. And then when you move into Warrior Two, you're getting spinal rotation and you're getting hip rotation as well to go a bit deeper. When you move into the humble warrior with the raising your hand, you're getting a stretch up and down the side and you're increasing the space between the intercostal spaces between your ribs. You're also stretching the oblique muscles in your sides and the quadratum lumboris muscles, which are sort of the, they're not horizontal, they are diagonal, which go up in the small of your back. So when you do those three poses slowly, which you did, you're essentially getting a good stretch on the front of the thighs, and you're getting good stretch in the small of the lower back. Okay? You've also got to be careful with it, because if you go off balance in the pose, if you're not well supported, you can overcompensate and kind of go over. And to be very honest, you can do that at any age. I was lifting furniture a lot of this weekend. I was helping someone move a bureau up a hill on a dolly, and he slipped. I took the weight of it, and I have a back spasm I'm trying to work out, but it is what it is. And that's one of the reasons why in both classes, or actually all my classes this morning, I've been doing a lot of forward folds to stretch that muscle out. But you have to be careful with good foundation. When you're doing yoga, any type of yoga, whether it's standing yoga or chair yoga, you've got to use the 3 principles of foundation, rooting down through something so you're firmly stationed, breath, and then move. You don't just breathe and move, because if you don't have a good foundation, either in your feet, like we were mentioning, or a block, or that block under the knees, you can go off balance, you can overcompensate, and you can injure yourself. That's why I was going around with every block and every ball, is to make sure you had a good foundation before you lowered your weight down. Okay, any questions on that? Now that was a bit of a stretch, especially on the front here in the psoas. Quick check-in, how is everyone feeling? You okay? Yeah, Ellen?
Great.
Good? Jeanette?
No, it's really good. I mean it. Yeah.
Good, okay. Joanne?
Same as I came in. That has been a problem for me
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And that leg, that must be the muscle
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, right here, essentially? Oh, that's the quadricep down here. The psoas is up here.
Oh, okay.
The psoas is front of the hip. The quad is here. And so we have done with this extension of raising the leg. When you raise it up high, you're getting the psoas, but even just raising here, you can feel that particular muscle contract. That's the quadricep. Quad, 4 parts to it. How are you doing, Pat?
Good. In between my shoulder blades, so it's a little.
Okay, well, we'll do some shoulder openers. We don't have too much time left now. We've got about 7 minutes, of which about 3 or 4 minutes is going to be relaxation. Pardon me?
I said I'd be going to physio.
You are going to physio? Literally, or you want to go to physio?
No, I'm going.
Okay, good. Well, you can let them know what you were doing this morning. Yeah, you mentioned that to me before, I believe. Yeah. So what we'll do to finish the class is we'll do some shoulder openers, some chest openers. We'll do some folding forward to get that length in the lower back again, and then we'll do some relaxation. And is it Anne? Is that your name? Am I right or am I wrong? What's your name? Anne. Good. I remembered it. Okay. So let's turn this guy off. And Millie, I don't know whether you heard all of that with the audio quality. We've had quite an extensive stretch in Warrior 1, Warrior... Okay, no worries. Just wanting to make sure you got all that about the need for foundation before breath and movement. Pardon?
Just the music.
Okay, all right. We're working on that. Unfortunately, I don't know whether we have a solution. So let's root down, foundation, feet on the floor, tailbone on the chair, back against the chair. Breath, take an inhale and take the shoulders up. Then let's do this very slowly. Back, trying to get full extension of the shoulders, taking the shoulder blades toward each other. Let's do that a couple of more times. To the rear. One more time around. And come back to neutral. And now let's take the shoulders up, forward, and down. Now we're stretching in the other direction. And you can even make like you're doing the butterfly swimming motion here. Rocking forward as you do it, getting a little bit of a stretch in the lumbar spine, the lower back. One more time around, and next time let's inhale the arms up tall. Root down through the feet. Foundation, breath, inhale, and then move, forward fold, Uttanasana. Drop the hands down to the upper thighs, the knees, the shins. And as you continue to exhale, drop down toward the feet and the ankles. And let's take 3 or 4 breaths here. No, stay down. I'm just putting my head up so I can talk. Keep your body lower. I'm simply coming up a little bit myself so I can speak. When I'm really folded over, I can't talk. So let's stay here. Let the lower back relax, loosen, lengthen. Next inhale, look up. Come up on your fingertips. Second inhale, walk your hands back up your body. And come up to sitting. And we'll finish our practice time together with a relaxing meditation time. And I'm going to invite Nova Scotia singer-songwriter Dave Carroll to help us end our practice with his song, The Giant, which he wrote for his sons. And it's about the importance of recognizing the giant in each of us and the giant in those around us. So again, for Millie, the name of the song is The Giant by Dave Carroll. And I'll invite you to relax, take your back against the chair, root down through your feet, and you can open your palms, gently lower your eyes, palms open to receive wisdom, palms down to retain wisdom. Hi. It's funny that Millie doesn't hears my voice, but she doesn't hear the music. And I don't know what the solution is.
I don't know either. I'll have to look into it more.
Yeah. Anyway, I think people...
I'm not sure what's going on.
When did you used to hear it, Millie?
I said with the other facilitators, I used to hear it.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the answer is.
That's okay. That's fine.
We have had some problems trying to get the microphone coordinated with the camera this morning. She said something like with the other facilitator, who I assume is Kathy, it was working.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether her phone was Bluetooth synced to the camera or what.
I don't think. I'll have to keep looking into it.
Okay.
I know that my words are weak, but this is where we start. And they'll take on new meaning when you know them in your heart. 'Cause I'm gonna work on you. Yes, I'm gonna work so hard, so hard.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
One day you'll realize the impact that you've made when you look behind and see the giant footprints that were made. And you'll love the one you've always been without being afraid. And I'll know my work is through when you know the giant in me. There's nothing you could do, there's nothing you could say to cause the love I have for you to shrink or fade away. 'Cause I'm gonna work on you. Yes, I'm gonna work so hard that one day soon you'll know the giant is you.
I'll invite everyone to gently open their eyes, bring their hands to Anjali Mudra at Heart Center. Let your thumbs touch Heart Center to thank your body for its hard work. I'll invite you to raise your thumbs to your lips to thank your breath. And I'll invite you to raise your thumbs to your third eye, our center of intuitive wisdom. And thank your brain for its exquisite coordination of movement combined with breath, strength, and intent, and for the unity of mind, body, spirit amongst us all. And Ellen, Jeanette, Joanne, Pat, and Millie, the light and the spirit in me honors and respects the light and the spirit in each one of you, today and always. Namaste.